Hello guys, welcome back to Sync in English. So in the last video, we discussed about one of the theories within social context of prejudice, that is a realistic conflict theory. We talked about types of realistic conflict. Today we'll try to see about social identity theory. So what it is. So social identity is nothing but part of a person's self-concept derived from membership in groups that are important to that person. So it is like kind of an individual who sees in a group which is quite an important. So that is self-concept is actually derived from that. So actually this theory was developed in Europe. So actually based upon the beliefs that American psychology was putting too much emphasis on, individuals rather than paying, sufficient attention on the role of social groups and memberships. So that's what this social identity theory was developed in Europe. So within which we have got intergroup biases, where we discussed previously in minimal group paradigm or minimal group experiments. So, and we have even in-group biases, like where artificially constructed on basis of trivial criteria. So these are the two biases. And once when we talk about intergroup bias hypothesis, we talk about categorization competition hypothesis. What exactly is that? So it is perceived members of outgroup as more similar to each other than they actually are. So it is always us versus them. So for example, if you take, all black men or athletic, all Asians look alike. So these are the quite examples we can think of when we talk about intergroup biases. So it means that, especially when we talk about categorization and competition hypothesis. So we perceive members of outgroup as more similar to each other than they actually are. So though it's seeing these members of in-group as an individuals. So this is intergroup bias hypothesis. So even there is a self-esteem hypothesis was developed. So it talks about having a positive social identity with their personal identities. So it speaks about self-esteem hypothesis. So it means that feeling good about oneself. So we actually identify with a group that does well. So we feel good about ourselves. So that's what we, self-esteem hypothesis arrived in social identity theory. So we have discussed here intergroup biases, in-group biases, categorization or competition hypothesis, and self-esteem hypothesis. So within the social identity theory. So when we talk about factors that influence social identity or self-categorization, optimal distinctiveness, threat to the group, chronic social identities, and individual differences. So these are the factors which actually get influence the social identity. So even there are certain issues that are faced or that are present in the social identity theory. They are like in-group favoritism versus out-group derogation. So, and the social identity and intergroup tolerance. So these are certain issues that we see in social identity theories, or even personal motive versus social identity motives. So this actually, changes the perspective how we actually see the social identity theory. So within which we will, in the next video, we'll talk about the relative deprivation theory. So until then, thank you. So please watch these videos, and it would be useful for the UGC to clear the examination. So here we are talking about social identity theories, etc. So I hope this video is helpful. Thank you. So please do subscribe and share to the friends and aspirants, UGC NET aspirants. So this is a full-length series of entire UGC psychology. Thank you.